Let me talk to you about the best purchase order software that you need to really consider for your small business. So here's a review I want you to pay attention to. The first company I want to share with you is Coupa Procurement. So when you think about Coupa, I want you to think about a well-rounded purchasing suite that helps all kinds of businesses. I'm speaking about small businesses, large businesses, and also mid-sized businesses take control of spending and purchasing with a customer-like experience and user interface. The UI and UX when it comes to Coupa, fantastic. We love that a lot. And so Coupa's services include a full purchase order process in addition to key features such as you have requisitions, you have budgeting software, you have spending and fraudulent activity guards, you have inventory management, and you have contract management. So the point I'm trying to make here is that when you have Coupa, you have a series of controls, like internal controls, that can really help you when it comes to purchase order management. So purchase orders components provide a maximum administrative oversight and control while allowing entire departments to post transparency. And with Coupa's suite synergy, as a leader, as a business owner, you can reduce cycle time and achieve compliance. This is really fine. And so pricing information is not publicly available, so you're going to have to contact Coupa to actually, first of all, register your business and actually be invited for a demo. And so Coupa is kind of cool because you are able to maximize spend under management. You are able to gain visibility and control. You are able to ensure user adoption and overall value. So this is kind of cool. And so one thing I need to say here is that it's important to understand that you are able to simplify your purchase requisition process. Okay. And one thing I also need to say here is that when we talk about Coupa, as you can see on the screen here, here is the page where they want you to contact sales. So you do not have to they want you to put your info, you put your area of interest. That's your economic sector, and basically they will give you all kinds of information. One thing I want to say here is that Coupa they actually provide way more than purchase order software. They do other kinds of software tools also. That's it. Before you have budgeting, for instance, you have financial management, you have requisition management, depending upon the situation you're in. One thing I also need to actually say here is that it's really important to understand that you have the option to always do things properly, depending upon the situation you're in. So one thing I want to say here is that Coupa is really cool in terms of giving you the resources that you need to have. Boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. The second company I want to share with you is called SpendWise. And when you think about SpendWise, I want you to think about a web-based application designed to optimize organizational spending. And the company's founders were actually tired of using manual tracking, spreadsheets, and papers to monitor the entire purchasing process. As a result, they designed SpendWise to reduce time, alleviate administrative burden, and reduce human error. So this is kind of cool because what we love about SpendWise here is that the UI and the UX are great. So if you're a small business owner, you don't have to worry about having a steep learning curve when it comes to SpendWise. Things are pretty straightforward. You can start using the app real fast. With SpendWise, you can create, approve, and send professional purchase orders with a few clicks, and the software reduces the time and effort spent on tracking receive orders, managing bills, and running spending reports. And all of these things actually have an impact when it comes to your cash inflows and your cash outflows, right? So if you are able to if you're able to issue purchase orders properly, you are basically taking care of your cost of goods sold, which has also an impact when it comes to profitability. And so SpendWise, the cool thing what we love about SpendWise here is that the software actually offers a 30-day free trial, no credit card information required. And this is kind of cool. And I want you to look right now on the screen here for me. Here is a pricing for SpendWise as of the date of this show. So you can see that you have a trifecta of tiers, right? You have the basic, the pro, and the enterprise. Now the enterprise, they want you to contact them for more information, but the basic, they're charging you as of right now $9 per user per month. So you got to have a minimum of one user. And for the pro, you got to have a minimum of 5 users. So if you're a micro business, it's just a lot better to go with the basic. But at some point, you would need to actually upgrade if you want to actually enjoy Wise a lot better. So for the pro, that's $19 per user per month, and the minimum here 5 users. So again, when we talk about SpendWise, we're talking about the tools that you need to manage spending. So here we're talking about purchasing, roles, receiving, budgets, bills and expenses, reports, and so on and so forth. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about the best purchase order software. Another software I want to share with you is Precoro. So when you think about Precoro, I want you to think about a software that's really designed for all kinds of businesses. So basically, regardless of the size of your business, you can still use Precoro and really find it pretty interesting. So Precoro eliminates manual work processes to save you time, resources, and money. And so this is a full-fledged procurement software tool. So this software is all about removing delays in order to make purchasing seamless and secure for your small business. And the purchasing order aspect helps all kinds of businesses replace things like the Excel spreadsheets and PDF orders, which can be slow and easy to lose, really, when you think about it. And instead, Precoro will create and send purchase orders to suppliers automatically. And as a user, you can choose from an unlimited catalog of products and services, clear pending statuses, generate the new purchase orders quickly, and leverage custom workflows. This is kind of cool. And so when you think about Precoro, I want you to think about a service that actually offers all kinds of payment. I mean, I would say pricing tiers. They offer primarily three plan levels: the small, the medium, and the large. So things here you have basically you are able to benefit save with you can benefit from economies of scale. So for instance, when you have the small, you're paying $29 per user per month. For the medium, you have $24 per user per month. And large business, you have $19 per user per month. So really, the price goes down, and the more folks you actually have. And so pricing is based on number of users and decreases as more users are added. Okay? So, but for enterprise level pricing, you want to contact Precoro for a custom quote. And so when you think about Precoro, I want you to think about a tool that has a constellation of benefits, especially those benefits that revolve around purchase order creation. And also you think about data repository. For instance, you might have to think about approval workflow, reporting also. And I want you to look right now on the screen here for me. Here is the pricing for Precoro as of the date of this show. Next, I want to share with you another company called Fraction. So Fraction is kind of important also when it comes to purchase order software. So Fraction is basically a procurement and accounting software that differentiates itself from competitors with an emphasis on spending less money in the course of normal business. Okay, and so the goal here when it comes to Fraction is to really help companies spend money with accurate tracking, approvals, and compliance to financial policies. Especially when you are a business that operates in multiple states, you want to really comply with all the rules and regulations in all the jurisdictions where you are operating. Okay? And Fraction really helps you do that, at least when it comes to procurement and accounting software. And so Fraction's buying features include simplified purchasing, purchase requisition, so approval and workflow processes, and you have a catalog procurement. And so the pricing structure is not publicly available. So they want you to contact them so they can have a conversation with you and have an opportunity to sell you stuff. I mean, this is what it is because you're going to contact the company and they will let you know. And one thing I want to say here is that you have two types of contact forms. As you can see on the screen right now, you have two types. You have the E, and then you have the Prime. So the Prime is a true cloud spend management solution, and the E this is an on-premise or hosted, if you will, spend management solution. So you can choose between the E and the Prime. This is kind of important. Now, one thing I want to say here is that when you think about Fraction, I want you to think about a couple of things. You are able to reduce your operational cost by 15 to 20% based on our calculation. You can actually even reduce it further to 30%. So we're talking about you replacing manual and paper-based processes with automated purchasing efficiency. You can control, so you are basically able to proactively control operational spending and achieve sustainable savings. You can eliminate slow processes, approval bottlenecks, lost documents, overspending, maverick spending, and fraud. Okay, those are things you need to have at some point anyway. Also, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about the best purchase order software for small businesses. Number five, I want to share with you Zero. So when you think about Zero, I mean, a lot of folks know Zero from accounting, like when it comes to accounting software, but Zero does way more than accounting. They do a purchase order, they do financial management. They actually provide a holistic financial management solution to small businesses. Okay, so think about Zero as a holistic accounting software that handles bookkeeping, document management, invoicing, purchase orders, and everything in between. And the online purchase order functionality can be personalized according to an organization's branding and unique needs. So with Zero, as a user, you can create users can create purchase orders simultaneously and seamlessly using custom numbering, templates, and PDFs. And the orders can then be sent and tracked all within the Zero platform. So this is kind of cool. So you have flexibility here. And plan levels are designed to suit the needs of companies as they scale. And this is kind of cool. So the beginner level for early stage businesses starts at about $11 to $15 per month per user, and the highest level for established businesses starts at about $62 to $75 per user per month. And each plan level includes an optional payroll add-on, which is one service not included in the software. So I want you to look right now on the screen for me. Basically, here is how the pricing looks like for Zero as of the date of this show. Okay, but Zero actually gives you a lot of benefits. For example, you're able to customize your purchase orders. You're able to create online purchase orders. You're able to convert POs into bills, and you're able to actually customize all kinds of purchase orders depending upon the states you're operating in. Okay, so that customization is not just happening because you're doing it in one state. No, you can actually adapt the whole process to all the states where your company is present. And one thing I want to say about converting purchase orders into bills, basically you can simplify the purchasing process by turning purchase orders into bills for payment or into invoices to recoup costs. Okay? Convert purchase orders into bills when you receive the items and bill from the supplier. Record it if the supplier only delivers part of an order, and add notes. You can convert a purchase order into an invoice if you are selling or let's say on charging. Another company I want to share with you here is Procurify. So when you think about Procurify, I want you to think about an all-in-one service. What we love about Procurify is that, again, this is kind of similar to other apps/software tools I've been talking about into this conversation. You have an app or you have a software tool that's very, very seamless, very easy to use. The user friendliness is really great here. The UX is great. The UI is great. So think about Procurify as a leading procurement platform that basically you can actually use regardless of your size. If you're a small business, if you're a micro business, if you're a large enterprise, you can use Procurify, not a problem. And with Procurify, the procurement process is made more manageable with proactive and real-time data that keeps users informed at each step in the chain, right? So purchasing workflows are kind of cool within the Procurify because they allow you to give you a visual roadmap of the entire purchasing process. So this, when you really think about it, this allows for more flexibility when it comes to notifications, analysis and reporting, communication and reconciliation, and simplified search queries make it easy to locate the exact purchases and invoices that one needs at a given time. So the bottom line here is that you have flexibility. You have operational efficiency. If you have a small business and you are, let's say, you want to have a purchase order, you want to have a purchase order software tool that actually ties with your branding, that ties with how your business operates. Right? Because the last thing you want is to have a PO software that doesn't tie with your system. That you have to actually you might need to have a steep learning curve before you understand how the software works and how to incorporate it in your operations. Okay, and so although Procurify offers plans for every level of business, specific pricing options are only available by request. So they want you to contact them. Okay, I mean they'll give you some prices though. Those prices are generally vague, and they're doing it intentionally. They want you to contact them to, nail down or at least add a little bit of details with the pricing structure. So I want you to look right now on the screen. Hear it for me. So basically, you can see that they have an all-in-one pricing plans for all company sizes. So for small business, they're charging like $100. $1,000 per month. For medium businesses, $2,000. For large businesses, custom price and enterprise, again. But again, those numbers they'll definitely change. They'll definitely change. And one thing I want to say here is that we're talking about flexibility. We're talking about an all-in-one pricing plan. Now, you might think it's much, but it's actually worth it. Another company I want to share with you is Beanworks. So when you think about Beanworks, I want you to think about purchase order management really streamlined. Okay, and Beanworks actually software tool that is provided by a company called Quadient, and so they actually improve or control oversight into like they help you gain a better understanding of the spending and approval processes within your company. And so the Beanworks platform is built on the premise of committed spend. It's really the amount of money that a business has agreed to spend on services necessary for operations. Okay. So with purchase order matching, Beanworks users can move quickly through approvals and automate key steps in the purchase order process. That's what you want anyway. So automation matches purchase orders to for easy payments and reconciliation. And you gotta have that. You gotta have that match. You gotta have that level of synchronization. Okay. Additionally, as a user, you can integrate purchase requisitions in order to replace manual steps and spreadsheets updates. And this is kind of cool. So Beanworks actually offers 4 plan levels. You have the starter, the pro, the premium, and enterprise. And each plan level is only visible by request, so they want you to contact them so they have a better idea about your business before actually. And the purchase order module is and higher. So it's one of those things where you have to do a little bit of research. Let me close to this conversation by giving you an overview here. So when we talk about purchase order, what is it? It's basically a document that a buyer issues to a seller to detail the terms of a new sale. Although different from contracts, purchase orders are legally binding agreements between a buyer and vendor. These documents must often include a date, a unique purchase order, a PO number, the vendor contact, cost, the quantity, and special notes or requests. And so in the small business realm, business owners are the primary parties involved in the creation and management of purchase orders. In larger businesses, purchase order creation processes might be offloaded to another employee who manages procurement, requisitions, or inventory. And there are a lot of benefits when it comes to purchase order software. Basically, you have the ability to save time by replacing manual processes. You have documented agreements that are reliable and accurate. You have the ability to create and pay invoices easily based on information in each PO. And you have a seamless way to track spending for team members in accounting, for instance. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Let's do a quick recap of today's conversation. So I will just share with you a few great names when it comes to purchase order software. So we have, let's quickly recap here. We have Procurement. We have SpendWise. Number 3, we have Precoro. Number 4, you have Fraction. Number 5, you have Zero. Number 6, you have Procurify. And number 7, you have Beanworks. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.